What's up? We're dialed in for NFL DFS, and we're going position by position with our favorite plays and why they make sense for your lineups tonight. Let's start at quarterback. We like Justin Herbert at 6,800 with a dash rank of 100, facing the Titans, who have one of the worst defenses overall. His recent form is strong with 26, 33, and 19 fantasy points in his last three, and he's averaging 22 per game. The projection sits at 17, and we trust the roll and ceiling here. As, essentially, Sports recently highlighted, Herbert has been the unquestioned leader of the Chargers' offense since his debut, which supports the bankable volume and trust in high-leverage spots. If you're saving salary, we like Geno Smith at 4,600 against the Jaguars, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's projected for 16, and while the recent 3, 10, and 8 fantasy points are volatile, this price gives us access to a starting quarterback in a soft matchup. Plus, multiple reports have veteran receiver Tyler Lockett headed to the Raiders, which boosts the pass game outlook and helps Geno's efficiency on intermediate routes. At running back, we're paying up for Christian McCaffrey at 8,800 dash rank 100 against the Giants, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He averages 25 fantasy points per game, with recent scores of 10, 42, and 24. The 17-point projection is conservative for his ceiling. We're chasing elite floor plus multi-touchdown upside, and national chatter around weekly awards continues to center on him, which tracks with high usage in all phases. For value at running back, Kyle Monangai at 4,600 draws the Bengals, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's a volatile punt with recent scores of 217 and 2, and just a 2-point projection. So this is a pure GPP leverage play. The appeal is strictly salary relief plus game environment upside if Chicago leans into a two-back rotation. He's coming off his welcome to the NFL moment, and any uptick in touches could unlock a path to beating this tag. At wide receiver, we're building around Jamar Chase at 8,400, dash rank 100 in a matchup with the Bears, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's averaging 23 fantasy points per game with 21, 41, and 25 in his last three and a 20-point projection. The ceiling is as good as anyone on the slate, and he's maintaining elite target share. Even better, DFS millionaire Mike McClure has highlighted Chase among top DFS plays recently, and Chase just matched a Jimmy Smith-level accomplishment, which underscores his dominance. For value, Josh Downs at 4,400 makes sense against the Steelers, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He averages 10 fantasy points per game, with a recent 13, 0, and 16 and a projection of 10. We're betting on slot volume and chain-moving work with a path to a spike. If red zone looks tilt his way, it's a clean salary saver that correlates well with Colts stacks. At tight end, Tyler Warren at 5,500 is firmly in play with a dash rank of 100 versus the Steelers, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's averaging 14 fantasy points per game, with 9, 17, and 18 recently, and projects for 8. The role has been strong for a rookie, and the Sportsline machine learning model has already flagged him among the better anytime touchdown candidates, which aligns with his red zone usage and early debut production. If you need savings, Cole Kmet at 3,100 faces the Bengals, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's projected for 5 with recent games of 0, 3, and 1. This is a thin but viable punt if he's active, since he's currently questionable. The angle is correlation with Bears builds and short area targets. As he mentioned on SiriusXM, the chemistry with the new quarterback is building, which can translate to quick hit volume at this price. For the flex spot, we like DeAndre Swift at 6,100 with a dash rank of 100 against the Bengals, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's averaging 17 per game, with recent 15, 24, and 8, and a 12-point projection. He remains a weekly flex for many, and despite some ups and downs, the workload and space, plus receiving involvement, provides slate-breaking potential at moderate salary. You can also punt flex with Colston Loveland at 3,300 against the Bengals, who have one of the worst defenses overall. He's averaging 4, with recent 7, 5, and 2, and projects for 8. The rookie is earning trust and routes, even after that controversial offensive pass. Interference call, the combination of role growth and price gives him a clean path to paying off. Defense time. We like the Rams. Defense at 3,900 against the Saints, who have one of the worst defenses overall. We're leaning into recent scoring form with 11 and 17 in their last 2 out of 3, and banking on pressure, converting into turnovers and sacks. They profile as a ceiling unit in tournaments. For value defense, we like the Falcons at 2,500 against the Patriots, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. The recent defensive scores of 0-4 and 9 show volatility. But at this price, a couple of takeaways and a modest total can get you there. It opens salary for the studs we want. That's the pool we're building from tonight. We're prioritizing elite ceilings against one of the worst defenses overall, across multiple positions, leaning on recent production and credible signals from news and model-driven picks. Good luck, everyone, and let's chase those green screens.